G'day, my name's Andy Scott, publisher with Smart Property Investment, and welcome to Property Hunter.
Finding the next area that's set to boom is always near the top of any property investor's list when they're looking for their next purchase. But that's only half the story. As any professional buyer will tell you, no two properties are the same. Even seemingly identical looking ones situated on the same street will have subtle but distinct differences. And it's these differences that can have a massive impact on whether you've picked up a great asset or lumbered yourself with a lemon. In this show, Smart Property Investment takes a professional buyer through a property and gets them to cast their critical eye over the place. This week, we're in the suburb of Raby. Garth Mikowski from Dugmore Harcourts tells us more.
Raby and Kearns, the adjoining suburb, without a doubt would be the top performing northern-based suburbs in terms of capital growth. Price retention in a tough market, when prices go down, they still perform very well. People that are attracted to this market are, families, mums and dads, and they know it's a great place to live. It's safe, it's a terrific environment. You haven't got some of the issues of social housing or housing commission estates right on your corridor or spread throughout the suburb. It's serviced with a tremendous local shopping centre, and it's got regional shopping centres as well.
Now let's meet our property hunter.
I purchased my first property when I was 19, which is back in 1993, and my current portfolio stands at 45 properties. But overall for clients though, we've bought well over 2,000 properties.
So Todd, we're in Raby again today, having a look around, going up to the property that we're looking at today. Look, on the approach, anything that you see that we should be looking out for?
Nice street, cul-de-sac, at the end of a cul-de-sac here. All the neighbours' houses around are all neat and tidy, similar style, similar build. You're in a nice neighbourhood.
This is the entrance to the property. Talk us through, what do we see? Seems a bit dark, is that a problem?
Yes, that's the way it is and the way that the colour of the paint they've used. There's a bit of a mixed bag. We're going to go through, we're going to see that there's been a bit of renovation work done on the property, okay, and we're going to point out a few things here. It looks like a bit of a home handyman job, okay. So where they've just done it, get it up a bit nice for sale, and but yeah, you're going to see some floors. I think that's a couple of surprises.
Well, retail says always go left.
All right.
Let's check out first room we've got here.
Yes.
So this is what? This is one of the guest rooms or the spare rooms?
One of the second or third bedrooms. Not too bad in size, but when you turn around and face this way, and you can see that they've sort of half done the job. For the cost of what it would have been to sort of redesign that and get that done, it would have been very, very inexpensive to do so. It lets the room down, it certainly does. That and a $30 light fitting. It could change this room completely.
If I'm looking to buy the place, to live in, these are things that make me go, I don't really like it. Do you see this differently? Do you see this as, I can get this ripped out in 2 seconds, liquor paint on the walls, get a nice new shade on here. All of a sudden, when I'm coming to resell or rent this, people are going, this is a good house.
Absolutely. It's almost like they probably should have done themselves to appease all the people, but they haven't. They've actually just sort of half done it. So no, I will look at that and say, yeah, that's an easy job. Yes.
Cool, let's keep looking at the rest of the house.
Cool.
Here we are into the second room we've looked at. Is this the master room?
Master bedroom.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
We've got this feature wall.
That's what, maybe an hour to paint that. And again, the wardrobe doors, even to the point of where you look at, was there taping, things like this done, and the way the paint's done with a really rough brush and all this sort of stuff like this. You look at that and you go, it's almost like they just quickly got this ready to sell.
Yeah,
just quick,
sure.
Slap it in there, get it up for sale and see what we can do.
But you, again, you think this is good for you potentially, because
Absolutely.
you think this will put a lot of buyers off. They'll see this and go, oh no, I don't like it, thins the crowd.
Especially for this type of market where there's a lot of first homeowner buyers that are out here, okay, that are borrowing 95% of the purchase price. They don't have the extra cash to be able to spend on things like this. And paint, yeah, sure, okay, but they don't have that. They don't have the light fittings. So if you can actually get this done and they can actually borrow 95% of that, then it actually attracts them. At the moment, we're losing them as buyers. Okay. Yeah, that's how I see this at the moment. It's so it's an advantage for me to be able to get in here and look.
Yeah, so from a buyer's perspective, this is good. If you were looking to sell on, obviously you'd have done a better job.
Absolutely.
It's fair to say. All right, let's go around the tour. Let's see if we can see more. So into the third room, Todd. Yep. Pretty small, pretty bare. Anything to say about this one?
No wardrobes. It is small. By the time you put a robe in, and the only place you can put a robe in here is against this wall, it's relatively pokey in that respect. Not a lot you can do, a bit of a negative on the house.
One of the big rooms that everybody always looks at, Todd, is the bathroom. Look, what can you tell us about this one here? Good, bad, indifferent?
Issues. Okay, so obviously original. It definitely needs some work. We've got cracked screens in here. We have, if you take a bit of a closer look down the side here, down the bottom through there, and I'll hop in so you can see what I'm talking about. We've had some major issues down here with water. So we've had some silicone done through here. We've got cracked tiles in through here. We've got a concave into the tiles and silicone here. So this has had some major issues with water leakage in the past.
Okay.
And they've just done a 2-bit fix, you know, like a home handyman job to get that fixed. And I can almost guarantee that there's going to be issues with that, if not now, in the immediate future. Having said that, decor-wise, yeah, this has got the potential to, you know, obviously to gut this and redesign this whole bathroom and actually make it new, modern, and really nice.
Sure. A costly job, you think, or?
Bathrooms, 6 to 8 grand.
Okay.
To redesign and put everything in. There obviously are resurfacing companies that spray tiles and bits and pieces, but with the issues we've got through here, no, I think this is a gut job and redo properly and modernise everything with new vanities, new mirrors.
We always talk about something that we can add value with or something that we can use to get the price down. Does this do both?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you can look at this and you can, when you do your building inspection on this property, you actually point this out to your building inspector, say, look, we've actually got issues here, so I need you to make a special note of that. I want to know all about what's going on here. So, and then yes, you can use that in bargaining power. So,
okay,
yes,
cool.
Most definitely.
So Todd, we're moving down now into the kitchen dining area.
Yep.
Look, what can you tell me? What are we looking at? What's good, what's bad?
Again, they've just done a quick paint job around through in the dining area. We have original kitchen, original oven, so light fitting, original, so potential. Good sized kitchen for the size of the house, no problems there, but this really isn't probably so much of maybe a makeover. We'd have to have a look at the framework and that underneath, but it's probably more of just a new kitchen and redesign. Okay, so out with the old, in with the new.
And you think with sort of the modern kitchen cabinets, the modern kitchen lineups that we have today, you could do this pretty cheaply?
I think so, yes. We probably need to have a bit more look at the core of this kitchen actually underneath to see what the framework is like, whether we need to replace the whole lot or just do doors and bench tops. But I can't see why not you couldn't. And splashbacks are very easy to do. And even to the point of where, you know, this tiling through here, I just redesign and do new tiles all through here.
Yeah, sure
and
thing.
Completely modernise it.
And of course this goes through to the lounge. We've got that
lovely feature wall again.
Purple colour again.
Yes.
Again, quick paint job.
Yep, box air conditioner.
It seems quite spacious in here though, for a lounge.
Yeah, it is, yes. It's a little bit darker again. Obviously we can open up the front here and get some light in, which is nice. So, but you take the arches out as well, it'll square that up and get more light in through the area. Need to probably have a bit of a look at these. They still make these box air conditioners.
Right.
So you still can actually buy them, pending hole size of that as well. So, because obviously this is a cut in the brickwork. So if this air conditioner was to ever fail, 2 things you can do. You can either brick this up and fill the hole in, then put a split system in. Okay, or you can actually replace these as well. And these are a lot cheaper.
To replace them on the wall one. Would you wouldn't look to rip this out, and because there's certain people who would see this, look, this obviously been up a while, it looks a bit dated, think rip it out, brick it up, make the place look nice, you'd leave that in there right now?
For now, if it was a rental property, absolutely.
Okay,
yes.
Okay, and
yes.
then, but would it add value when you ripped it out later?
Would it add value? Look, it's not really. For the cost of what you did, I don't think it'd add that much value, but would it look more appealing? Most definitely.
Would it be something that you could say to a real estate agent, look, bit crappy this, I want the price to go down a little bit?
Right market? Yeah, most definitely, yes.
So here, Todd, we have the backyard. Most obvious thing I notice, external laundry.
Yeah, it's an easy fix, just a retile. There's nothing else really, or maybe some new tap handles, but I mean, outside of that, it's functional. It's good size.
Good room to have, a neutral room to have, something that's important for resale, something you can,
I don't know if it's
to give you any negotiating power, something like that?
No, it's just, it is what it is.
Fantastic deck here. This looks quite new as well.
It is. It looks like it's just been put on to sell.
Pretty sturdy.
Again, they're probably overpainted on the side, a little bit of tardiness there.
I was going to say someone's got a bit carried away there with the old putting the lacquer on it.
It is cheap pine, and the way it's been done, it's nice. They've probably given this a bit of a, what I would call a bit of a Jamie Jury look, you know.
Yeah.
Just get it nice and neat and tidy. Minimal look for resale, but I guess what is missing here is pergola.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. You think about this undercover. How much more? How much nicer this would be undercover.
What about the rest of the backyard? I noticed on the sign out the front there was mention of granny flat potential here. What do you think? Something that you could put one in here? Would you even put one in here?
Personally, I wouldn't. I'm not a fan of sort of cramming someone else into a backyard like this and having, you know, issues with other neighbours and the like. Certain properties are suited, but other properties don't.
We're back again from another trip to a house. Look, again, we're not looking at it as a principal place of residence. From an investment perspective though, what did you think of what we saw today?
Almost lets me know that the vendor's either running out of money or they're desperate or there's some financial issues there somewhere, because there's just things that could have been done on a really low budget, like, you know, we're talking $20, $30, things just to tidy up, and they haven't been done. So I'd almost look at this and say, yeah, look, there could be an opportunity to actually get this property to steal because the vendor is desperate and needs to sell.
Were there some areas of that property that you looked at and thought, I could still add value to this place?
I think looking at value adding on the property, you could once again look at the kitchen area and do that relatively cheaply, and bring that up to new standards, new appliances, new bench tops, cupboards, handles. Not going to cost a real lot of money. A few archways you could take out and square them up and adjust a few walls there, which are on the cheap again, so it could open up the whole house and make it feel bigger than what it is. Then on a more major level, there was some significant issues with that bathroom in waterproofing, cracked tiles that led into the wall cavities. So there's, on a more expense level, there is certainly some work that has to be done there. There's no way around that. Otherwise, you're just going to cause major issues later on. And I think as a negotiation point, yeah, that's a beautiful negotiation point to say, look, yeah, we've got some significant issues here. You know, we want a discount off the price.
Okay. Overall, as a potential purchase for yourself, is this a property that maybe if you didn't do it right now, you think with work, this is something that you could make work in your portfolio?
I think it is a property that I could add to my portfolio.
Okay.
I think there's some definite work that needs to be done now though. It's not sort of a property that I could buy and say, yep, just get a tenant in straight away. Realistically, tenants are going to look at the kitchen and go, yeah, and shy away from it, and you're going to get some really low rent. But on more of a scale on that, the bathroom needs work right now. So you would have to buy, get it for the right dollar and do that bathroom up completely.
That's all we've time for in this episode. Join us next time as we do more property hunting.